Welcome to our Asian Star Trend channel. Today we have the following news. Hope you and your friends fall in a world where fame burns fast and fades even faster. Their story unfolds like an unexpected pause. Yulong and Yang Miemie did not arrive with fireworks. There were no glittering PR campaigns, no carefully scripted declarations. Instead, their presence grew slowly, like a quiet melody cutting through the chaos of an overcrowded stage. In today's entertainment industry, an endless ocean of trending names and fleeting hashtags, attention is currency. Every day, someone rises. By nightfall, someone else is forgotten. Popularity becomes the only language people seem to understand. Yet, in the middle of that restless tide, two figures stand still. They do not fight for the spotlight. They do not race to dominate the charts. They do not speak in thunder, and somehow, that silence has made the loudest noise. What is it about Yulong and Yang Miemie that captivates? Perhaps it is the rare, unpolished sincerity they bring. No spectacle. No pretense. Just two people, whose quiet connection has become its own form of rebellion in a business obsessed with speed. Watching them is like being reminded of something almost forgotten, that not every success story has to be shouted. That sometimes, the most enduring influence comes from gentleness. Their rise is not a wave, it is a ripple. It does not crash, it lingers. And when it reaches you, it stays. For those who watch closely, their story offers something more than entertainment. It offers a question. In a time where everyone wants to be seen, what happens when someone chooses, instead, to simply be? The answer, it seems, is this: they are remembered. They are Yulong and Yang Miemie. And they are only just beginning. They are not the kind of stars who blind you with brilliance. They are the kind you remember because, in a fleeting moment, they made you feel something real. Yulong and Yang Miemie's charm has never been about spectacle. It is about sincerity, the kind that stays when the lights go out. Long after the red carpets are rolled away and the trending tags vanish, what lingers in people's hearts is not a grand gesture, but a bowed head, a quiet smile, a simple thank you that asks for nothing in return. For them, fans are not numbers. Every gift, no matter how small, carries the weight of a story. A crooked letter, a handmade card with sequins, a trinket worth less than 10 yuan, each one speaks of someone watching silently from the other side of a screen, hoping to be heard. And they are heard. Has anyone noticed? There was a moment easy to miss when Yulong unfolded a fan's letter, smoothed its creases, and then carefully placed it inside a carved wooden box. The room was noisy. Cameras clicked. Yet, in that pause, the world seemed too narrow to just him and that fragile piece of paper. The way he lowered his head, his gaze softened, you could see it wasn't just a letter he was keeping. It was a memory. In that small act, he was telling every fan, I heard you. I remember you. Perhaps that is why their story resonates so deeply. Yulong and Yang Miemie are proving, in an industry obsessed with speed and spectacle, that gentleness can be louder than noise, and that, sometimes, the smallest gestures leave the deepest mark. Yang Miemie carries thoughtfulness like a second skin, though he never turns it into a performance. For months, no one noticed that the small charms fans had given him were quietly hanging from his bag, swaying with every step. When a reporter finally pointed it out, he only smiled and said, it's a gift from a friend. I really like it. That friend was just a shy teenager who had once fought the crush of a crowd to hand him a keychain, her hand trembling. For most people, idols off camera remain an enigma, flashes of curated images, always polished, always out of reach. Yet Yulong and Yang Miemie reveal their hearts in ways too small to be staged. They do not parade fan gifts on social media. They do not manufacture moments for applause. Instead, they let those tokens quietly slip into their daily lives, as natural as breathing. And perhaps it is this quiet refusal to perform that has made them so unforgettable. During a break in filming, someone once caught Yulong, unaware, sitting alone in a corner with a small notebook. It was filled with letters and scribbled messages from fans. The set buzzed around him, but he was somewhere else entirely, turning each page slowly, reading every line with an intensity that seemed almost sacred. Every now and then, he nodded, as if those inked words were not just paper, but fuel. In an industry obsessed with grandeur, these are the moments that stand out: a keychain, a notebook, a quiet acknowledgement that someone's voice has been heard. Yulong and Yang Miemie remind us that gentleness, when genuine, does not need to be loud to last. In an interview, Yang Miemie once said quietly, "I try my best to remember everyone who has ever written to me, because I know they are spending a part of their lives to accompany me." That simple sentence, without any showmanship, is his way of giving back to the world. People often assume that idols are made by spotlights and applause. But the truth is, what lingers longest comes from moments away from the stage, a keychain that hangs quietly on a bag, a handwritten letter folded carefully into a box, a look that says thank you without words. Yulong and Yang Miemie never turn these things into performance. They do not parade gifts online or deliver sentimental speeches on cue. Instead, they weave those tokens into their daily lives, carrying the love they receive with a kind of reverence. And fans, watching closely, see it. This connection cannot be fabricated. It grows slowly, over years, built on small acts of kindness that no camera was meant to catch. Some say they are not popular enough. But because they have never chased hype and have chosen, again and again, to meet the world with sincerity, they have gained something far rarer than viral fame. Trust. In a world that moved too fast, they have chosen to move differently. Their presence is not loud, but enduring. Not flashy, but real. For many, Yulong and Yang Miemie have become a safe harbor, a reason to still believe in gentleness, even in an age that rewards noise. Perhaps that is their quiet rebellion, to remind us that sometimes the slowest steps leave the deepest mark. Their careers have never been smooth. Their names do not dominate every trending list. And yet, step by step, Yulong and Yang Miemie have proved a simple truth: fame is not everything. What lasts is a meaningful role, an honest performance, and a word spoken from the heart. These, not noise, are the quiet rays of light that reach people. They have chosen a slower, steadier path, one without manufactured traffic or carefully constructed perfection. What they offer instead is effort, growth, and real feelings. They understand that what truly touches people is not spectacle, but emotion, connection, and time. The bond they share with their fans has been built this way, slowly, unintentionally, through sincerity. They are not untouchable idols on a pedestal. They are people who bow their heads and listen. That willingness to listen dissolves the distance between star and audience. It makes people forget the celebrity aura and feel only this: here are two people who still treat love as something serious. And because of that, what they leave behind is not just a name, but a memory. A light called sincerity. When idol has become a byword for packaging and traffic, we forget its original meaning. Yulong and Yang Miemie remind us that idols can still be human. They laugh, cry, feel lost, and are moved to tears by a single line from a fan. They are not afraid to show imperfection because they know true connection is born from emotion, not filters. In their own way, they are telling fans, you can be imperfect and fragile, and still be worthy of kindness. What they bring is not only entertainment, but a way of seeing life, the courage to be yourself, and the quiet strength to keep going in a society that runs faster every day. Yulong and Yang Miemie have chosen to move differently. They bow not out of weakness, but out of love. And in that bow is a belief: love is not about showing off, it is about cherishing. It is not about control, it is about answering love with love. That is why they are more than idols. That is why they are remembered.